Karina lived for music. It pulsed through her veins, a symphony of emotions waiting to be unleashed. Her fingers danced across her guitar strings, pouring her soul into each note. Her voice, clear as a bell, could soothe the most troubled heart. Yet beneath the surface, a longing lingered, a desire for someone to share her passion, her dreams. Varun, an ocean away in bustling India, found solace in the vibrant world of anime. He devoured fantastical tales of samurai and robots, each story a portal to a world beyond his own. He yearned for a love as pure and epic as the ones he witnessed on screen, a love that transcended distance and difference. He spent his days lost in lines of code, working towards a future that seemed bleak and colorless. His heart ached for a connection, a spark of joy in the mundane routine of his life. Little did he know, fate had a plan. A chance encounter on a dating app was about to change everything. It was a random swipe, a fleeting moment in the digital sea of faces. In a world where connections are often as transient as the swipe of a finger, Karina and Varun's story began with a simple, almost accidental gesture. But something about Varun's profile picture, a goofy grin beneath a shock of messy hair, drew Karina in. It wasn't just the smile, it was the authenticity that shone through, a rare find in the curated world of online dating. Maybe it was the way his eyes sparkled with mischief, or the tagline that simply read, "Looking for my own personal anime." It was quirky, it was different, and it resonated with Karina's own love for unique and offbeat things. Varun, for his part, was captivated by Karina's profile. Her photos exuded a warmth and vibrancy that was hard to ignore, and her bio spoke volumes in just a few words. Her bio, "Music is my lifeblood," resonated with a longing he couldn't explain. It was as if those words were a melody that played directly to his heart, stirring emotions he hadn't felt in a long time. Her photo, a candid shot of her laughing with her guitar, hinted at a spirit as vibrant as the colors that exploded across his anime screens. It was a glimpse into a world full of joy, creativity, and unrestrained passion. Their first conversation was awkward, a jumble of nervous laughter and hesitant questions. They stumbled over words, trying to find common ground in a sea of newness. Karina spoke of her dreams of performing on a global stage, her voice filled with a passion that ignited a spark in Varun's soul. Her eyes lit up as she described the feeling of being lost in the music, of connecting with an audience on a deeply emotional level. He, in turn, shared his love for anime, his words tumbling over each other in his excitement. He spoke of the stories that had shaped his imagination, the characters that felt like friends and the worlds that offered an escape from reality. As days melted into weeks, their conversations flowed with increasing ease. They began to share more of themselves, peeling back the layers to reveal hopes, fears, and dreams. They discovered a shared love for late-night talks, cheesy jokes, and the simple joy of connecting with another soul. Their laughter became a nightly symphony, a testament to the bond that was growing stronger with each passing day. In a world that often felt disconnected, Karina and Varun found a connection that was real, deep, and profoundly beautiful. They were worlds apart, yet their hearts were perfectly aligned, beating in unison to the rhythm of their shared journey. Their differences, once daunting, became threads that wove their lives together. Karina, with her love for the tangible, the melodies she could feel in her bones, grounded Varun's flights of fancy. He in turn painted her world with hues of imagination, sharing stories of fantastical creatures and epic battles. Late at night, separated by continents and time zones, they would share their deepest fears and aspirations. Karina confessed her crippling stage fright, the fear that choked her voice before it could soar. Varun, with a tenderness that belied his age, would whisper words of encouragement, reminding her of the fire that burned within. He, in turn, confided in her about his loneliness, the yearning for a connection that transcended the digital realm. Karina, with her innate understanding of the human heart, listened without judgment, offering him solace in her unwavering support. The first crack appeared subtly, like a discordant note in a harmonious melody. It was almost imperceptible at first, a slight deviation from the expected rhythm, a tiny fracture in the seamless flow of their lives. Liam, a boy from Karina's music class, with eyes as blue as the summer sky and a voice that blended seamlessly with hers, entered her life. He was charming, talented, and had an aura that drew people in effortlessly. He shared her passion for music, understood the language of chords and melodies in a way Varun, despite his best efforts, never could. Their connection was instant, a spark that ignited a fire within her. At first it was innocent, just two friends bonding over a shared love for music, nothing more. They would spend hours after school lost in the world of melodies and harmonies. Jam sessions after school, shared laughter over inside jokes about their music teacher's questionable taste in ties. They would critique each other's compositions, pushing each other to be better, to reach new heights. But slowly, insidiously, a shift occurred. What started as innocent camaraderie began to morph into something deeper, something more complex. Karina found herself looking forward to Liam's texts, his presence a tangible reminder of the shared passion that crackled between them. Each message was a note in a symphony that only they could hear. Their conversations, once filled with the excitement of discovering new music together, now revolved around Liam's band practice, his upcoming gigs, his dreams that mirrored her own. They would talk for hours about their aspirations, their fears, their hopes for the future. The guilt gnawed at Karina, a dull ache in her chest. She felt torn between two worlds, two people who meant so much to her. She still cherished her late-night calls with Varun, the way he made her laugh, the unwavering belief he had in her. Those moments were a lifeline, a reminder of the love and support that had always been there. But something was changing, a truth she couldn't deny. The discordant note had grown louder, more insistent, and she knew that soon she would have to face the music. Varun felt the shift before he fully understood it. It was a subtle change, like the first chill of autumn creeping into a summer's day. He couldn't pinpoint the exact moment it began, but he sensed it in the way Karina's laughter no longer echoed with the same joy, in the way her eyes seemed to cloud over with unspoken thoughts. The light-hearted banter that once punctuated their conversations became strained, punctuated by awkward silences. Their once vibrant exchanges now felt like a chore, a routine they were both trying to maintain out of a sense of duty rather than desire. Karina's once effusive replies dwindled to one-word answers, her voice lacking the vibrancy that once set his soul alight. The messages that used to be filled with emojis and exclamations were now reduced to mere formalities, devoid of the warmth and affection they once held. He tried to ignore the gnawing anxiety in his gut, the fear that whispered of a love slipping through his fingers. He told himself it was just a phase, that every relationship had its ups and downs. But the fear was persistent, a constant companion that refused to be silenced. He told himself she was busy, caught up in the whirlwind of her life, that the distance and time difference were taking their toll. He rationalized her absence, convincing himself that her career and personal commitments were the reasons for her growing detachment. But deep down, he knew that these were just excuses, a way to shield himself from the painful truth, the truth that their love was fading, that the connection they once shared was slowly unraveling. He could feel the invisible thread that bound them together fraying, threatening to snap under the weight of unspoken words. The bond that once felt unbreakable now seemed fragile, vulnerable to the slightest strain. The realization hit him with the force of a physical blow. It was as if the ground beneath him had shifted, leaving him unsteady and disoriented. The certainty he once had in their love was now replaced with a deep, aching doubt. He stumbled back from his laptop, the glow of the screen reflecting in his tear-filled eyes. The messages that once brought him joy now felt like a cruel reminder of what he was losing. Each word, each sentence was a painful echo of a love that was slipping away. The anime characters, once a source of comfort and escape, now mocked him with their unattainable happiness. Their perfect, scripted lives stood in stark contrast to the messy, painful reality he was facing. His carefully constructed world, a world where love could bloom across continents, lay shattered around him. The dreams they had built together, the future they had envisioned, now seemed like distant, unattainable fantasies. He was left to pick up the pieces, to navigate the painful reality of a love that was fading, a melody that was slowly dying away.